Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's CJ. I'm going to introduce you guys to the latest addition to the reef tank. This is going to be my new male maroon clownfish, and I say male because, this guy's recently divorced. He was actually in the LFS with a divider because, his wife got pissed and started trying to kill him, so I figured, hey, he was a nice specimen, so let's go ahead and give him a try in my tank. Now, before I add this guy to the tank, definitely had to take my time and acclimate him. Keep in mind, my LFS is the same as a lot of them, honestly. Runs his fish-only systems at hyposalinity, usually around 0.015, well below a normal reef tank standard. So, it's a few reasons, either saving money from salt or, reducing the chances for disease and just less stress. Overall, you got to make sure you take your time and walk this guy up slowly. And it normally took me about an hour to get him up to that point to where I can add him to my tank. So let's talk a little bit about, clownfish and trying to get him to host an anemone. It's kind of an enigma in the hobby. There's multiple ways to do it. Everyone has their own tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff. But really, there's a few things you can do to give yourself the best chance to make this happen. Everyone wants to enjoy this, symbiotic relationship between clownfish and anemones. That's what you joined the hobby for, right? At least for the most part, in the beginning. Now, with that being said, keep in mind, certain clownfish have natural hosts, meaning certain types of anemones they prefer. This maroon clownfish is one that actually loves bubble-tipped anemones. So that's the whole reason I picked this guy up. Some clownfish prefer sea bay anemones or carpet anemones or, different types. I don't know them all, but trust me, if you have plans on trying to have a clownfish host an anemone in your reef tank, either make sure you get a clownfish that matches the anemone you have, or you buy an anemone that matches the clownfish that you want to keep. If you want to wing it, go for it. But if you want to increase your chances of it being successful, get the right type of nem, the right type of house, and then when you introduce him to your tank, do like I'm doing and actually try to make the first thing he touches or the first, place he can swim in the anemone, and it'll help your chances. Give you guys a quick look at the second new addition to my reef tank. It's going to be a fire shrimp. Now keep in mind, I added a coral banded shrimp a few days ago. Same acclimation process, really slow, took my time. Got to make sure I eliminate this as the reason I can't keep shrimp in my tank. If it's not water quality issues or acclimation issues, I know it's my, shrimp eaters in the system. So we'll see how this plays out. Just want to give you guys a quick look and keep you updated. So here we go. This is roughly 20 to 30 minutes after introducing this guy to the tank. Of course, when I first introduced him, I had the net facing the anemone, did my best to make sure that, he touched the anemone, got a taste for it, and knew exactly where it was in the tank before I released him. Now, of course, the Flame Angel made a rude introduction, nipped at him, chased him around, pretty much caused that kind of chaos. And really, I think that helped motivate this guy to find his safe place, inside the anemone. It's where they feel safe, it's where they can hide out. Especially if they're getting chased around by evil fish, definitely help motivate this guy. Now, is the method I showed you guys in this video, is it the only way to make this happen? Of course not. Like I said before, there's tons of different, ideas out there, from, a picture of a clownfish hosting the anemone on the outside of the tank, or turning the lights out, shining a light on the anemone, or even, just dropping food in there to hope the clownfish will go in. And some people have resorted to isolating the anemone in a breeder box with the clownfish. There's varying levels of success with all of those different methods, but that's not the point. The main point is get the right type of clownfish and the right type of anemone, and these things will happen naturally, or you definitely increase your chances of it happening naturally like it did in my reef tank today. So in a nutshell, to each is your own. Try your own methods, and believe me, it may not always work. Sometimes you get a clownfish like I had before that only hosted my mag float, and sometimes they'll host your frog spines or your Duncan corals or even your zoas. So there's not an exact science to it, but all I'm saying is better the odds for yourself, get the right type of clownfish and the right type of anemone, and this may happen for you. Now, I'm well aware, these maroon clownfish have a well-deserved reputation for, being really aggressive and territorial, once they get established either towards your hand or other fish in the system. And I definitely, considered that before I decided to pick them up. And that's the main reason I chose the male over the female and chose one fish instead of a pair. My thought process is this. They were a traded in established pair to the LFS, So this guy's been a male for at least a couple of years. Now, will he change to a female in my system on his own? It's possible. Likely, I don't think so. So in a nutshell, he's smaller than every other fish in my system, and every other fish has been established for months before I've added this guy. And at the end of the day, mission's accomplished. One of the fish is going to host an anemone. He's giving me, everything I want. I'm really starting to enjoy, that symbiotic relationship again. And I'm just, enjoying the reef tank and enjoying everything, how it's working out. So I'll keep you guys updated if everything goes crazy. As always, you know how I do. So definitely like, comment, subscribe. You guys do what y'all do. Y'all be easy. Happy reefing.